Hey guys, it's Scott with New and it's vlog number 10. We're hitting 10 days in a row, and I'll admit to you something that this is a tough vlog. Coming up with a topic has been a little bit of a struggle, but I settled on the fact of why I've binge ate in the past. Um, I am someone who deals with depression, and it's been a long time now. Actually, if I look back, it's something that's affected me all throughout my life. Um, but I won't talk about that all right now. Just I want to mention the fact that binge eating crept up in my life while I was dieting, and when I started to try to lose weight. Um, I mean, eventually, like, a lot of people have issues with it because when you diet, your body's gonna fight back, right? When you restrict yourself too much, when you restrict certain foods, when you start saying some foods are good, some foods are bad, um, when you start saying I'm gonna have a cheat meal and you go ham, it's it's something that seems to be associated with fitness, and that's definitely been the case for me. Um, I right after dieting down for a long period of time, like 9 months, I decided to just let loose, right? And it was like kind of like celebration. Like I got down to like the 150 pound mark, and it was like, all right, this weekend I'm just gonna eat, and then I'm gonna slow bulk up and gain muscle and maintain and whatever, right? I was gonna stop trying to lose weight at that point. So I got down, yeah, I got down to about 150, and then I think the the weekend after, like 3 days later, went into uh, the gym to meet with my trainer, and Jenna weighs me, and I gained like 15 pounds, like, and my body fat went up and everything. Like my body just went, it just rebounded really quick, right? I mean, after that, I started eating normal again, but it like leveled out. But this is where the binge eating started to happen for me. I didn't have anyone kind of to be accountable with anymore, and my body was still reacting to having been in a calorie deficit for so long and so hard. So that is, I think that's kind of like normal. Where we get into something that's a little scary, in my opinion, is when you're dealing with depression and when you start to use food um, for certain purposes. Um, I mean, what you probably might expect is that I would tell you that I use food to feel better, to feel comforted, to release serotonin in my head and feel much better. Um, well, I mean, I'm on depression medication. I've started a new one or an additional one recently, which has been like an unreal help. But that can be talked about later as well. Um, the thing is, the binge eating for me wasn't just to feel good, wasn't just to feel comfort, wasn't anything like that. Binge eating in my terms was when I was in an extreme depressive episode, and I would find that is the easiest way for me to self-harm myself. It would be sabotaging myself, harming myself. Like deep down, I know that binge eating and eating high amounts of food is actually dangerous, and in the long run, that could harm you. Um, there's so many different things that are associated with binge eating and eating high volumes of food like that. Um, but it was me just basically trying to harm myself, to eat until I would almost throw up. Sometimes did throw up, um, as a way of punishing myself. And it really does scare me, especially sometimes when it would just keep happening. Just keep happening. I'd be like, why? Why do I even care about myself? Why do I care about this? It doesn't even matter. Like, who gives a I don't know. and I would just want to go eat 3 pizzas, 4 pizzas, ice cream containers. Like, you couldn't stop the appetite, like, to just destroy myself. And luckily, it doesn't seem like you can overdose on food. If that was the case, then I might not be here right now. Or if I had chose some other form to harm myself with. Um, so it is by that I'm happy that I didn't do something else, but that's where binge eating came from me. It was to harm myself. Um, I'm so happy that that's not happening right now, um, and I hope it doesn't ever happen again. It's it's pretty scary to be in that scenario when you contemplate certain things and you attempt to just eat yourself there. Um, because over the long run, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it almost feels like that's kind of what's happening with obesity right now, right? Is people are just eating themselves to death. It's not something that you can overdose on immediately. Granted, unless you get like food poisoning by eating way too much of some bad food, but it's a slow process, like one bite at a time of not loving yourself and not caring and not honoring your body in the way that God intends us to do and treat our bodies like temples. And that is exactly how I'm looking at my body now, is looking within the scriptures to find out, what does God say about eating? What does God say about food and treating my body well? Um, so, and he definitely doesn't say to go and binge eat. So, guys, there's a lot of reasons why you might be binge eating, and I would definitely try and recommend you look into that. Um, Deep down, see what's going on, and then you can at least go from there to find out how to fix it. Like, for instance, I had no idea that binge eating is a symptom of depression, and here I was taking 2 types of medications to help with my depression, and I was still binge eating. So there were still things that were completely wrong with me, and I was just, I'm on medication, it's all good. Like, this should all be stopped and cured and fixed, but it's not like that, guys. So if you're someone who's been dieting and you're starting to experience issues with binge eating, it's something you should seriously start to look into. And there's a number of resources out there. If I was to recommend one, because I can't form this stuff into very cohesive content for you at this point, is to check out leepeel.com. She is unbelievable, and she actually answers all kinds of questions, and you can even look up her podcast on iTunes, and she's got a series on there. I think it might be a 5-part series on binge eating, but no one really talks about binge eating as a way to self-harm yourself, and a part of depression, but it's a definite big issue that stems from trying to cut your weight down, and it holds so many people back. Anyways, guys, I hope this wasn't too bad for my 10th vlog episode. I've got to do a nice session of exploring ideas for more. I really hope to get a new camera one day that helps with my photography and with these videos, because my old DSLR doesn't have video on it, and I think that would be a pretty cool feature to have at some point. Then I could easily do more what are those, like day in the life kind of stuff and food. But I mean, it's not that tough. I just have to sit down and really try and make those videos, right? Instead of being last second, one take kind of guys, right? Playing these out a bit more for you. Maybe more people will check out the videos. Anyways, lastly, just an update on New Womb Clothing. we're getting closer and closer every single day to printing this first run of t-shirts. I'm getting really excited actually. Um, my goal anyways is to try and hit 25 shirt orders. I mean, it sounds like a small number, but it's kind of tough when you don't really have any kind of following, right? So 25 shirt orders. It's like a humble beginning, and the shirt design is just a logo, a white logo on black shirt, to represent that kind of humble beginning of Newum. And we only need 17 more to go, right? So if we could get 17 more orders, I'd be blown away. And whoever orders on this first run is going to be entered into a draw to win a Fitbit Charge HR. So more and more people are kind of getting pumped about that, and I'm gonna vlog about that soon because today at my work, my charge was lit up, and man, you gotta check that out. So check that out soon. Um, but yeah, 17 to go. So I urge you to go over, get one of the first shirts that we ever launch. New shirt will be coming out probably Monday, a new shirt design. We'll probably actually add hoodies onto that one too. Um, and I don't know how long I'm gonna keep pre-orders open for new shirt designs. But it might have to be a little bit of time right now as we try and build up the store. But if you know anyone that might be interested in it, shoot them a link to newwombclothing.co or even just our main website, newwomb.io. Um, Thanks a lot, guys. We really hope we can get these shirts out and start spreading the good news. All right. Have a good day. Later. I can't turn this thing off, eh? Peace.